There's been a shift in our world. Maybe you've not noticed it, maybe you have, but as you look around, things have changed. Our civilization has experienced progress and entrepreneurship and new innovations at incredible and staggering levels. Now, with just the click of a fingertip or through social media, we have access to tons of civilizations, tons of other cultures, which is really amazing. But also there seems to be what people call in our time an age of mass distraction. What we live in is a time that seems rapidly chaotic with incredible progress, but it seems in the age of image that we worship what appears to be beauty rather than asking real questions about what beauty is. We like a photoshopped reality rather than the real thing. We've settled for trivial pursuits rather than seeking a life of substance. In our world, it's what you appear to be that is more important than what you actually are. I've always been a person who's searched for meaning. And early on in my life, I found the answers to life's questions in the rave and club culture of Los Angeles, where I was a DJ. I played at raves and clubs all around and found in the rave and club culture a community that seemed to fulfill every desire of my life. And I thought I finally found the answer to how I can find peace and love and unity and respect in the world. But it was only after years of being in that culture that I really found that the questions of my heart were not being answered. That really it was more about what you presented yourself to be than actually becoming someone of substance. What I want to look at is whether or not the world we live in is actually making our lives more meaningful and substantial, or actually trivializing our search for meaning in the process. The fastest growing religious group in America is the religiously indifferent, people who do not want to associate with religion. Yet, have we become less spiritual? Just because we don't want to associate with traditional religions doesn't mean that the real search for our souls is lost. We're all searching. We're searching for what can sustain us and give us meaning, yet many of us settle all too often for lesser stories, lesser goals, and even lesser gods. What I try to raise in my book is whether or not the cultural fascinations that gravitate our lives towards them really can give us what they promise. You know, I guess if there was kind of a main point to the book, it's this: that every person is created in the image and the likeness of God, and that we live in a culture that's trying to recreate us in its image. We look to magazines and to television and to other forms of media to tell us who we are and to show us what truth, beauty, and justice is. And I guess what I'm trying to raise the question is, I think there's some ancient sources that can redefine for us what beauty really is, what love really is, what the purpose of human existence really is. And those questions, which are as relevant today as they've been for thousands of years, find their answer in a source that's been sustaining people for thousands of years. That's the Bible and God's people. So my hope is that people can move from fake to reality, to the truth of God's word and God's purpose for them, to rediscover a life of meaning rather than a life of trivial pursuits.